Just know me as Eleanor. However, today I'm not here to talk about myself, but rather take a moment to help you get to know my husband, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I hope when I'm finished you will see him as I do, a man who overcame many obstacles to accomplish great things. Franklin was born on January 30th, 1882 in Hyde Park, New York. Here, I might have a picture of him. Oh yes, here it is. This is one of Franklin's favorite pictures. Here he is pictured at the age of 12 with his mother. Oh, and now this is my favorite. This is a picture of us in the year we were married. We met at a White House reception in 1902 and were married a couple years later in New York. A few years after that, Franklin passed the New York bar exam and took a job in law. Shortly after, he ran for New York State Senate. Franklin won and became the first Democrat in office since 1884. Life was going well for us, but in 1921, Franklin's life drastically changed. While vacationing, he came down with an illness that left him paralyzed. The illness was thought to be polio, but scientists since have discovered it was most likely Guillain-Barré syndrome. Franklin tried a wide variety of therapies, but nothing brought back his ability to walk. Although Franklin never really accepted his disability, he made a choice to move forward, for he felt he still had something left to offer the world. When Franklin went back to politics, it was important for him to stand and greet the public. In this picture, you have to look closely to see he is supported by our son. When Franklin became president, he hid his wheelchair from the press whenever possible. The famous reservoir desk has a door built into the front to block out the view of his wheelchair. Most people did not realize it was there until this picture was taken years later of JFK's son playing underneath. But my Franklin would not want us to go on talking about his disability, but rather what he accomplished. Franklin was president from 1932 to 1945. He was the first and only president to serve more than 2 terms. Probably Franklin's greatest accomplishment as president was the New Deal. Through it, he created hundreds of thousands of WPA jobs. Here is a picture of workers on a project. The projects are things people still benefit from today. Right here in Arizona, the Hoover Dam and the Grand Canyon Lodge. When Japan attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, Franklin took on a new role, leading our country through war. In this picture, he can be seen wearing a black armband and holding the declarations of war. Although the war years were tough, the American people trusted the leader that had led them through the Great Depression. Together with the other leaders of the Big Three, England and the Soviet Union, Franklin helped lead the Allies to victory. Here is the famous picture of Franklin with Churchill and Stalin. I lost my dear Franklin on April 12, 1945. It is unfortunate that he did not get to see an end to that terrible war, as he will always be remembered as the one who led us through it. A year after his death, Franklin's face was put on the front of the dime. His support for people with paralysis through the March of Dimes was one of the reasons this coin was selected. I hope these pictures and my memories have helped you to understand Franklin for the man he was. I know Franklin was worried people would not look past his wheelchair, but how surprised he would be to know today that he is one of the most commonly talked of examples of how a person should not be measured by their physical ability, but by what they can accomplish. So each time you look at the dime, remember Franklin and the many obstacles he overcame. Thank you.